Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
Yo, what's up, other buds, and welcome back to LumioseStation, and welcome back to Pokemon Art Academy. This is episode number 8, guys. How you guys doing? It's been a while. It's been a while here at LumioseStation. Guys, a lot of it has had to do with Pax South. Honestly, it's just it's a big adjustment for a lot of people that went to it. A lot of people went to it that hadn't gone to a PAX event before, and part of that means that you have to have your videos up for like the whole week. like on our channels, we have to have our videos up for the whole week, just to be able to enjoy PAX South the way we should. And unfortunately, that did lead to some of us not being able to get in our Lumiose videos, and I'm sorry. I really do apologize for the inconvenience. We really should do a better job of that. If I'm being honest, I myself need to do a better job at that. This is the biggest, most active community channel in the community, and we should treat it for the treasure that it is. So yeah, let's just dive into it, guys. Hall of Fame, guys. I did mention last week that anybody that submitted anything in the professor style would get the biggest points, the biggest chances, the greatest not really the greatest treasures. That wouldn't really make too much sense, but Chikorita Chicks, you are the champion for this week. Congratulations. I believe this is your first time actually making it to that particular role or particular place. You have submitted a couple times before. I do appreciate that. Obviously, I always appreciate it when any of you submit. And she actually nailed down. I'm gonna guess it's the chick. She actually nailed down the professor style pretty awesomely. Like the Cyndaquil just looks like it's in a very calm and soothing setting, the same way the professor does his drawings. It's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I love it. You deserve it. Congratulations, Chikorita Chicks. Thank you for sending that in. The second slot, we have Snow Wolf 1995. You also submitted a professor style drawing of an Ampharos. Love it. I like what you did with the tail glow thing. I see what you did there. You actually submitted it in a more of a beigey kind of paper, which I think is actually okay. It's not necessarily that. I don't think it's necessarily that beige, but I don't think it's that white either. As Chikorita Chick submitted it, I think the professor's paper color is like somewhere in between. But thank you guys either way for just trying. Like the amount of effort you actually put into trying to make it like the professor does it really means a lot. We're moving on to the third slot now with Volva P6. Dude, bruh, this guy combined One Piece and Attack on Titan to create this ridiculously detailed drawing on Art Academy's canvas somehow. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. I hope you took some of the lessons that were, that they showed you to create that smoke effect. I really hope that you didn't have to figure that out for yourself. That is mightily impressive. Just like the amount of shadow and lighting and everything is just ridiculous. Please let us know in the comment section below how long it took you to make that. Jesus. Moving on to the fourth slide, submitted by United Commenter. It is a pretty cool abstract piece of a Regigigas. Yo, Reggie GG. GG is gonna be that's a pretty cool nickname for Regigigas. I'm just thinking about that right now. That's what I will name mine if I can manage to get a legit one. Anyways, let's move. We're not gonna dive into that anymore. Yeah, he submitted a pretty cool abstract piece of it. I don't know where you get your ideas from, United Commenter. This guy actually submits a clean 2 to 3 to me every week. It's amazing. I almost don't have enough space to highlight you. I wish that we started off these episodes showing them or showcasing them in a bigger way, but I don't know. I in my mind I was thinking that I wanted to find a way to showcase them throughout the episode, so that no matter how long the episode ran, you'd still be able to see the people that worked hard to submit to Lumiose Art Academy. So that's why I have them lined up in the bottom. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I couldn't have created something beforehand to show, but I don't know. I didn't want people to just be able to skip it, so that was kind of the thing. If I had created a Hall of Fame kind of thing for the start before actually showing any of the video, then they would have been able to easily skip it. They would have been able to tell when the video starts and when the Hall of Fame was over. So I kind of didn't want that. I kind of want you guys to really take in and appreciate how much work the people put in. And this is a community channel, so we do try and get the the community involved as much as possible. We are all people, I hope. All right, then the fifth slot. Moving on to the fifth slot, submitted by Claire, submitted by Fleeting Wow, Fleeting Furret. Claire, I know how to say your name. I've said it so many times. I'm so sorry. It is an Amipom, which I believe she made. She made for Tara, or she showed it to her, or yeah, like it was definitely inspired by Tara, and it's pretty awesome. You get extra points for that, obviously. Thank you so much for submitting that in. She actually got it, I believe she got it like on the last day that I was taking these in. So good job, Claire. Good job, Claire, because it was actually, I didn't need a fifth person. I didn't need an entry from a fifth person, because while we did get a lot of entries, they were from like 4 main people, so it was nice to be able to have 5 at least. And so this leaves us with only one extra, or one extra slot, which we had to go with one of the people that had submitted more than one. And for this one, it's gonna be United Commenter again. Sir, you need to turn down with the quality of work you send in. Seriously. This time he submits a Psyduck, which is pretty cool. He really went all out in the line art. It really established like a pretty cool style. I love it. I love the Psyduck. It's pretty derp. I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of whenever you take something that like you like. I'm pretty sure there was no lesson that made that made the Psyduck look that way, because every lesson in Art Academy, for the most part, does keep it pretty loyal to how the Pokemon actually is. So they definitely didn't tell you how to do that. Thank you, United Commenter, for sending that, and thank you for taking so much time out of your day or your days, or whenever you find the time to actually submit to this series. And I'm sorry I'm sorry that it hasn't been airing as often as it used to. I'll be sure to I'll be sure to make sure that it's gonna air every week from now on. United Commenter, I'm sorry to everybody. So yeah, let's just dive in. Oh, by the way, guys, please do, for anybody else that's watching right now, please do submit as many Art Academy submissions as you can, and please get them into me, because then I could actually start bulk recording them, and we can make sure that you guys have episodes for PAX week, which is where it's gonna get a little complicated. The only way that I can ensure that you guys have episodes for the weekend before and after PAX is that I need enough entries to fill up the Hall of Fame. So please do submit as many as you can. If you have any hidden ones that you've been working on that for whatever reason you're just like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna be good enough, I don't know if it's gonna work, like please just submit anything and it will work. If it's done, if you think it's done, whatever, even if it's not, it could be like a rough sketch of something, it could just submit it, just send it in. You never know. So this is going to lessons. We are past the starter exercises, we are past the novice exercises, we are past the novice finale, past the Voltorb, which would have been cool to do that in the Punkaboo right there, past the Fletchling. I mean, not really. I'm okay with not having to do Eevee or Snivy. Snivy's okay, but we are on to this one, the Jirachi, Lugia, and Chandelure. It's kind of a weird mix. They don't really mix too well. Lugia isn't necessarily like a night animal or a night Pokemon. It's not really I don't know, it's not really known for basking in the night light. Like it's actually more of an aquatic kind of Pokemon, so it is a little weird to showcase it here, but I guess they had to put something in there. I guess Eevee, Snivy running around with a Fletchling also kind of don't really make too much. None of these really make sense. Why is Voltorb inside a cave with a Chimchar and a Pumpkaboo out? I'll never understand. Also, it would be cool if they gave us these backgrounds. Look at these. These are way better than the ones they offer at the after you're done drawing. So that'd be nice. Just gonna move into the Jirachi one. I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna have to do one of these. And I can't do the Lugia and the Chandelure one, obviously. You guys already know how it works. Create a painterly image of Jirachi. Learn how to bring a loose, painterly feel to your work. Cool, let's do it. That's pretty cool. So does that mean we get like a new utensil or like a new like kind of paintbrush kind of thing. Alright, the subject of today's lesson is the elusive Pokemon Jirachi. Okay, Jirachi is a mythical Pokemon that can hibernate for over 1,000 years. Much like Lily here, it seems. It's said that when Jirachi awakens, it can grant wishes to people who write on its notes. Since it only has 3 notes, I assume it can only grant 3 wishes at a time. That's funny that he says that. I actually don't remember that being part of the movie. Jirachi was like, I don't know, it just wasn't there for everybody to know where it was and say, hey guys, if you can manage to, you know, write your little wish inside one of its little notes that it's hanging from, you know, you can get your wish granted. Yeah, woo! Yeah, that's not how it worked, but, let's see. I wish to become a master Pokemon illustrator. Paying a little more attention in class might help with that, young lady. Oh my god, Professor's not messing around. Sorry, Professor, I went to bed way too late last night. In this lesson, it's time for you to learn a new painterly style. We won't be adding any outlines or sketching. Instead, we'll be using a new tool. Okay, so cool. Yeah, we do get a new tool. Oh shit. Okay, that's a paintbrush. I see you. Let's use this to start blocking in our base colors. First, we'll paint the yellow part of Jirachi's head that looks like a headdress. Okay. Okay. Alright. That seems simple enough. Alright guys, today's topic. I swear I need to get myself in the habit. I need to get myself in the habit of doing a lot of stuff. And one of those things that needs to be on the list that will never be done, just like all the other things that I need to put on the list that will most likely never be done. Or that will never become an actual habit, is I need to start writing down topics that I'll talk about. Luckily for this one, it's pretty easy. We can just talk about Pax South. We can just talk about why it's so important to YouTubers, to supporters. You know, it's a really big deal for us. It's the only place where we can all just kind of gather and just talk to the people that we've been talking to, that we've made friends with online. You know, and it's a pretty big deal because it adds some validation to it. It adds for most of us that start YouTube, we do experience a little bit of a separation from our other friends, and that it goes both ways. We like to hang out more. We start wanting to hang out more online because of the people that we have a lot more in common with, and they start taking it a little bit personally that we don't hang out with them as much, and that's understandable. It's one of those things where the people that you grow up with aren't necessarily the people that you have the most in common with. They're just the ones that happen to be there, which that in itself is important also, but I don't know, just the older you get, the older you get, the more you want to be around people that are going to motivate you to do what you want. And unfortunately, in most cases, if you're not seeing like immediate results from like YouTube, or if you're not really seeing immediate results from YouTube, I hate to call them real life friends, because the people that we meet here are real and they are friends and they do have a life and they do exist. But I guess just for the sake of simplicity, we'll just call them real life friends. It's harder for them to understand why something that doesn't yield immediate results, in terms of like making an impact on your life, at least an impact that they can't see, it's hard for them to see why it's so important to us. But we'll dive into that after we read this professor's note. Now we'll use the light gray color to paint Jirachi's head and body. I swear I read that as booty. We're just gonna. Okay. Okay, we should be good. This shouldn't be too hard. Okay. You will need to switch to a smaller brush to paint its arms and legs. Okay. So, one of the biggest benefits, I guess, from starting YouTube, apart from, like I mentioned, oh shit, no, that's fine. Yeah, one of the biggest benefits of starting YouTube, apart from being around people that you have, you know, a lot in common with, is that unlike a lot of the jobs that are out there, like a lot of the labor jobs and stuff like that, you actually see growth. You know, you actually feel, you just feel what you're doing growing. You feel yourself getting better at commentating. You feel yourself getting better at, yeah, like just talking out loud. Because I don't think you guys understand, like when someone just starts doing YouTube, and you know, let's run my case, okay? My scenario was that I had roommates downstairs, and we didn't really, like, we were okay with each other, but we really didn't talk too much to each other. So it was one of those weird things where when I started YouTube, it felt like they weren't used to hearing any noise really come from my room. And so it would be a little weird when all of a sudden, okay, like this is what I decided to start taking more seriously, and then it would feel weird for me to just, because our walls, you know, our rooms are, we share the same wall, I guess, or we share a wall, and so we shared a wall, and so they were gonna be able to hear whenever I started recording. Should I have made this smaller? Oh yeah, there you go. I was like, why is this coming out so, like, why can't I? Okay, let's go back a little bit. Yeah, we're sharing the same wall, and so we're sharing a wall. You guys get what I'm saying. Our rooms were right next to each other, and the walls are pretty paper thin. So it felt weird that for people that weren't used to hearing anything from the other end of the room to all of a sudden just randomly hear, "Yo, what's up, all the buds, and welcome back to, you know, it's so weird to like scream that out loud and then keep the commentating going, knowing that they're hearing you. You know, like, I don't know if you guys understand how awkward that is for people that aren't like necessarily used to hearing you like so spirited, or like this is actually, it's actually talking to yourself, because that's pretty much what it is. Even though, you know, we're talking to you guys, when we're recording, it doesn't, you know, to the people around you, it doesn't really feel that way. So it is a little weird. It is a little weird. It's definitely a big adjustment. Just trying to get used to that. I need to erase this right here. There you go. There you go, Jirachi. I guess I gotta add the yellow, because I kind of, or can I not add that once I, yeah, I guess not. Okay, I have to fill this in like this, and then we'll just add back the gray. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there you go. All right. So what was I talking about before that? Yeah, the benefits. Yeah. So obviously, you see yourself growing as a commentator immediately. Like just in the week after that week, you already feel more confident talking than, you know, just talking out loud than you did the week before, and so on and so on and so on and so on. It just gets a little easier, and it's something that you really don't figure out for yourself unless you were already used to doing some kind of public speaking, or are just so used to like doing presentations for people like in class or something like that. Like it's not really something that you really get used to naturally, you know, like it's like not, yeah, like you don't already have that skill set for the most part before you start doing YouTube, I guess. And it really takes a lot for people like myself, or for other people who just weren't really like, you know, like super social butterflies. And so it's a big step. It's a big step to even take in the first place, you know, like you to take the risk of saying that, okay, I want to do this, and I know that in order to do this, I have to be good at things that I'm not really good at yet. And that takes a big leap of faith. That takes a big leap of faith on your part. And it does end up working out. Luckily, we are surrounded by enough people that have gone through it already, that, like I was, that pretty much tell you like, yeah, no, trust me, like that's how it is for everybody. You'll be fine after a couple weeks. You know, you'll get more in the hang of it. It won't be, you know, super smooth or anything, because even now I still have problems here and there sometimes, when like there'll be certain lapses, and I'll just be like, oh, okay, what do I say now, you know. And it's definitely an adjustment, but you're better for it. You're definitely better for it, because it does help you talk to people That helps you talk to strangers, helps you talk to, like, it no longer becomes a weird thing anymore, to just say things out loud. So next, we're going to add 2 yellow parts that look like streamers. Okay, these parts are flexible and wave as Jirachi flies. That's pretty cool. I wanted to see that flying Jirachi there. That looks sick. Why can't we do that one? Why not let your Why not let your imagination fly too and paint them loosely and freely? Yes. Great. I love it when we do our own thing. Okay, well, I mean, the lines are still there for us to see, but okay. All right. Oh wait, I could just do okay. Okay, wow. Oh, actually, wait, is there really no reference? Not bad. Oh no, there is a reference. I was gonna say that would be really cool if there wasn't a reference, and when he meant freely, he meant freely. Okay. So am I just supposed to draw? Yeah, I'm supposed to just draw around them, I guess. Wait, why do I feel like? Yeah, I was gonna say, why do I feel like I'm supposed to use a smaller pencil or smaller size of brush? Because I do have to use the smallest. There you go. Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty cool. Okay. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's one of the things that you gain from it. You just start growing in a lot of aspects that you might have not been that great at before. Whereas in your typical line of work, it really doesn't progress as fast as one would like. You know, like you invest all this time and skills that you attain from other jobs and stuff like that, and yet for whatever reason you still have to like start off at a very low point, and only through years and years of dedication and yeah, only through like years and years of dedication and pretty much devoting your life to accomplishing somebody else's goals. Because I think that's the biggest thing also from YouTube, is that at least these goals are ours to fail in or accomplish. You know, they're not like, it's not based off of what, you know, how many hours you can pile on for somebody else's company, you know. Although, you know, it's YouTube, obviously YouTube does benefit from anything that we do, but it's different because YouTube doesn't force us to do anything. You know, we're not required to do anything that we don't want to do. You know, it's a great feeling to just be like, I'm gonna do this because this is what I want to do, and I'm gonna start airing it 3 times a week because that's how often I want to air it. You know, like it's definitely a different feeling than what we're used to, you know, out there, I guess. So I guess if any of you guys haven't, you know, if any of you guys were interested in maybe starting a YouTube channel, this is not a bad episode of Art Academy to jump into, I guess. This feature be a little different. I messed up here, but it's okay because I could draw them as freely as I want, right? So that means that even if they're horrible, they're not horrible because I had free reign on them. So screw you. Okay. Okay, I see what I did wrong. The line wasn't meant okay, I wasn't supposed to draw it with the line. I was wondering why it didn't really look the same as. Okay, we need a bigger eraser here. What the hell? I didn't change the eraser size at all. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Whew, that's powerful. But yeah, so okay, so let's get back on track with the combo. Another thing, you do get to see your channel growing. You get to see what you're investing time in growing. Like, apart from yourself, you get to see the channel itself grow. Even, you know, like some people, you know, would obviously, for the most part, like, your channel might not grow as fast as you want it to grow, or as consistently as you'd like it to be. But nobody can ever really say that if they really spend, like, if there's like a daily effort in YouTube, that they don't eventually see growth, you know, like immediately. Like, I'm talking about like in the first month, you know. It's impossible for you not to have received at least 1 extra subscriber, you know. Like, if it's really something that you're putting a lot of work into, it's really hard for you to not have gained at least one extra subscriber. So that's what I mean. It's like you immediately see some kind of result. It's something that we're not really used to. We're not really used to seeing. It's not really something that we're used to experiencing, I guess, for us to just put work into something and then see an immediate result to it. Normally, it's something that we have to build up to. You know, normally we're used to seeing good things only happen if we've dedicated ourselves to it for a really, really long time. And YouTube, I mean, obviously for YouTube, if you want the really great things to happen, in regards to YouTube, then you really do have to invest in it for a really, really long time. But the great thing about it is that in the meantime, you do get to appreciate a little bit of the little bit of growth that does happen in between that. You do get to see it happening in front of you. You do get to see your efforts being validated on a weekly, on a monthly, on a daily basis. You know, depending on how much support you're getting. And that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. It's really good for the psyche. So as long as you truly love what you're doing, then any support you get will be amazing. Any support you get will be amazing. And it means a lot. It means a lot to like put so much like care into something and then have people appreciate and see how much hard work you put into it. Even if it's just one person, that's what people don't understand. Even if it's just like one person that leaves like one of those really long comments explaining why what you do has helped in any way, you know, that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. So because we're not, you know, you're not really used to hearing anything like that out there. Out there, it's more just like, hey, you didn't organize this properly. You know, make sure you do it right this time. You know, or you know, if you don't pick up your pace, we might have to consider, you know, letting you go, or, you know, like, you can't, you know, it's just a bunch of weird stuff. Like, hey, that raise you asked for, not really, you know, it's not really in our plan. I don't know. We're just not used to it being positive. It's not too much positive reinforcement out there for when you're doing work for other people's companies, you know. It's mainly like, have you done enough for them to maintain your job? Have you filled out the orders fast enough? Have you you know, have you done a good job of swiping in on time? Have you, you know, like, have you made sure that you haven't used your sick days? Have you it's just a bunch of weird things that go into it that don't really apply to YouTube, I guess. And that's pretty awesome. Another thing, like I said, guys, like the friendships that you build is the best thing about it. The friendships you build really is the best thing about it, because on a daily basis, you have someone that understands what you're going through, what you're trying to do, why you love it, why you won't give up on it. And and we need that, to be honest. We do need that because we do deal with a lot of judgment from the people outside of YouTube. We do deal with a lot of judgment there from our family members, from our friends, and granted, you know, a lot of it does come from a place where they actually care. You know, they want to make sure that you're not wasting your time on something that will lead to, you know, to you just being disappointed, I guess. But they don't understand that it's hard to be disappointed in something that you see growing. You know, it's hard for you to be disappointed in it because just the fact that it is growing, no matter what rate, is a big deal. It means the world, and it makes us happy. That's the thing they don't understand. It just makes us happy. It doesn't matter that, you know, most of us don't do it for a living. It doesn't matter that we could be investing the time in like other things, you know. It doesn't, like, if you're investing your time in what makes you happy, then you're doing the right thing, despite what anybody tells you. So I guess just take solace in that a little bit. It definitely is hard work, but I don't know, just everything you experience makes it so worth it. How do I? This looks fine right here, but let me just take this here and there you go. Alright, I think I did a good, or I think I did it right for the most part. Oh, I do have to add this little, I was wondering when I was going to have to do that. I think I might have had to do it the last lesson, or the last part, and I just didn't do it. So we're just going to add that in here. Alright. There you go. Okay. Another big part of it is that, oh, cancel that. Let me erase that real quick. Another big part of it is that the Pokemon community, while it does have a lot of dedicated gamers to it, well, it does have a lot of, like, there's millions and millions of people that love Pokemon. The number of people that do it on YouTube, that create Pokemon content, isn't really that high compared to the number of people that play it, obviously. And that's always going to be the case, but the cool thing is that because of that, you are kind of immediately surrounded by the people that you already aspire to be, you know, or aspire to be in their situation, or in their foot, in their what's the word I'm looking for? In their just in their footsteps, yeah, something like that. You're already surrounded by the people that inspire you, I guess, and so that's pretty awesome because, like I said, it's just we're trying to compare it to life outside of YouTube. That's not really the case a lot of the time, you know. Like, it's not like, let's say that, you know, you wanted to be like a basketball player, you know. If you're in high school and you want to be a basketball player, you don't immediately have access to like Michael Jordan. Like, you don't have access to like these guys that are playing in the NBA. You don't really have access to them. There's no real like easy way to communicate with them. Whereas with YouTube, you know, some of the bigger YouTubers, for the most part, like, they are pretty active on Twitter. They will respond. They will respond back to you. You can get help from them. A lot of them have like an ask. You know what I mean? A lot of them have an ask that I found that you could just ask questions in, and they will eventually get to it. You know, it's definitely more of a closer bonding experience. You know, you don't feel like you're too far off because you're already talking to the people that are already there, or you know will get there. You know, like, that's the thing too. It's like you're also surrounded by a lot of people that you know will eventually get there. That's the most beautiful part, because you can kind of get them. you can kind of get to interact with them, you know, a lot before you know that they're gonna reach a point where they're just not gonna have the time to really you know, spend kind of like helping give you advice, and so that's pretty awesome. Is that you get to see it. Like, you can't. It's hard for you not to notice it. It's hard for you not to notice who's like making strides, in their channels, like who's growing like pretty fast, who's making like the biggest impact. It's not really something that stays hidden. It really isn't. Like, whenever somebody hits like 50k, everybody knows about it. Whenever anybody hits, you know, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100k, everybody knows about it. It's not something that like I said, it's not something that stays hidden. So it's time to breathe extra life into our painting by adding shadows. To paint the shadows on Jirachi, we'll be using the opacity settings for the first time. Hooray! like, wait, what is opacity, Professor? Opacity means the strength and solidity of the marks you make. It actually says solidity, right? That's pretty good. There are 4 opacity settings in your toolbox, from solid to nearly transparent. Okay, that's pretty cool. Until now, we've been using the first opacity setting, which creates a completely solid mark. But look at what happens when we use the other opacity settings. Oh, at lower opacity settings, the color you use will look weaker and more transparent. Yeah, that's pretty cool. When using a low opacity, you can still darken your marks by going over them repeatedly. Okay? Because the effect is gradual, it makes it easy to create soft transitions and gradients. That looks really useful. It is, We're going to make good use of opacity to finish our painting of Jirachi. Alright. To shade the yellow areas, we'll use the 4th opacity setting. It's the most transparent. We can turn off the construction shapes for this step. Okay. So we take this one, and then we click on this. And then start, I guess, shading around it. It's a little awkward, but alright. Alright. If you avoid shading all the way to the edges, you will end up with a nice backlit effect. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so just a little bit there. A little bit here. It's a little weird that they have you do it like over the blue, like, because you can actually still color over it, which is bad. Should I have had a smaller pencil? Nope, this is the right pencil. Okay. Alright, if you say so. Just looks like the lines are a little thicker than they show up there. So let me try a smaller pencil. Yeah, because see now I feel like I can actually get that line there. There you go. But yeah, guys, like I said, it's a really big deal to have the people around you that are already successful in what you're trying to do. It's not really like, okay, so let's say that you wanted to become like a photographer for, you know, like a magazine or something like that. Do you know how hard it is to already like have access to like people that are already doing it? You know, like you can, where do you even begin when it comes to that? You know, at least with YouTube, or I guess PokeTube in general, it's not that far-fetched. It's yeah, you guys like what I did there? To think that you can just be in contact with some of these guys, you know, that you can't get advice from some of them, that you can't, you know, they understand what you're going through. They know how much work it takes, and if they see you putting in the work, you will have, it's going to be hard for them not to notice you eventually. So, and they're not, for the most part, they're not dicks. You know, if you ask them for advice, casually, they're not just going to be like, you know, like, screw you. Like, what do I care what happens to you, or, you know, what you're trying to do or whatever. Like, they don't usually respond in that way. So, that's part of the big reason why it's something that a lot of us are taking seriously. It feels safer to know that we're already, you know, around the people that are there. So, we already feel like we're already around the right people. So that's not something that a lot of people can say when it comes to their profession. Let's see, we're just gonna shade it in. And that's why Pax South, like, okay, so then back to the topic for Pax South. That's why Pax South is so important. Or that's why Pax is so important. Like, it's the only time where everybody will actually invest a lot of like money and effort to make sure that, how can I get this painted in here? I can't, can I? Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of time and effort to meet at a certain place. You know, it's the only time you're gonna get this many people together, to meet up and hang out and, you know, just have a good time with. So, it's life changing, to be honest, and not just because of the friends, just everything combined. The friends, the people that you meet there, the supporters, the new people that you can meet there. That's the thing, that's another thing that people don't really keep in mind too much. A lot of pretty influential people are at these PAX events, and if you can just somehow find a way to find them and outreach to them, and, you know, just luck your way into. And it does suck that it does involve a little bit of luck, because you can't just go up to, you know, you can't just go up to random people and be like, hey, I know you can help me here. You know, like, do it. Here's my channel, help me. It doesn't really work out that way, but let's see, this needs to be filled in a little more. Oh. All right, there you go. All right. Yeah, so then PAX is also like the best time for you to, you know, these people that we were just talking about, the people that are already in a position that you'd like to be in and whatnot, this is the time to actually meet them in person. This is the time to actually just pretty much notice that they're just regular people like us, man. They're just cool people. They're just, you know, like, and they know this. They know this. This is why they're, you know, they want to go to these events and meet everybody. It's not, you know, for the most part, these guys do not think that they're above you or anything like that. But it's really cool. It's the place where everything's just at a level plane. You know, like it's no longer like, oh man, I wonder if he's gonna message me back, or, you know, like I added him a couple days ago, he never got back to me, that he just ignored it and whatnot. This is different. This is more like you go up to them, you say hi, they'll say hi back. You know, like it's not like it's no longer having to worry if they saw it or if they're gonna ever get to it or anything like that. It's more just, hey, hi, my name is, you know, I like your stuff, I think you're pretty cool, you know, I like your content, etc., all that good stuff. So I imagine there are those kind of events for, now that I think about it, I imagine there are those kind of events for other, you know, professions. Obviously PAX would be the gaming one, but you know, you go to Comic-Con, then you meet some of the people in the comic book industry. So I imagine all these events, it's kind of like the biggest thing is just like your chance to just get a little closer to them, just get a little taste, I guess, of what it's like. And because these events aren't cheap, that's for sure. So it's more like you get a small little glimpse into what you hope your future will be. So that's kind of cool. I think I shaded these in a little too much. Can I use eraser opacity? Like, can I erase at an opacity level? Let's see here, at a lower opacity. Let's see. Nope, that erases fully. Okay, never mind. Or maybe it didn't, but either way, we're just gonna move forward. This isn't really the best. I'm not gonna lie, this is not coming out the best. Now switch to the darker gray and add some shadows on Jirachi's face and body. Okay. Okay. Okay, so underneath there. All right, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This isn't really coming out as good as I thought it was gonna be. In fact, I've had a lot of people submit Jirachis that I know for a fact already look better than this. So I apologize, guys. Oh my lord. All right. Let me just make sure I get this right, because for whatever reason, I really do feel like I need a smaller pencil. Like they're giving me the second one, but a lot of these lines require the first one, but they won't tell you that. Yeah, see, like that works out a little better, because then I could have a better idea of where I can stop and where I can resume right there. See, I don't have to worry about it seeping through too far. Also, I think I kind of messed up a little bit because it's dots. Yeah, some of these these lines look darker than they have them up there, so I think I was only supposed to do it very lightly. But I don't know. I mean, I'm used to shading dark, to be honest. I'm used to shading really dark, so it does fit my style a little bit better. Is that all of them? I think it is. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay, we're just gonna move on to the, I'm guessing we're gonna move on to the notes now, or the, let's see. Okay, it's time to brighten our painting with some highlights. Where we place the highlights depends on the position of the light source. The highlights on Jirachi will appear on any surface facing towards the top left. Okay, let's highlight the yellow areas first. Whew. All right. Okay. That's not bad. That actually looks pretty cool. Okay, let's try it. Let's do it. Placing several highlights on the long yellow parts will create a nice ripple effect. All right, cool. Let's do it. Maybe we can start masking some of the stuff that we went a little too ham in right now. Yeah, kind of. I mean, it is opacity, right? So it's not supposed to just completely dominate over it. So that was kind of cool. Okay, is that the only? Wait, was that the only part on the? Yeah, that was the only part on this yellow one, up here. And then, oops, that's supposed to have it here and here. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so now that we moved on from PAX South, let's move on to PAX East. Yes, yes. The reason why PAX East it might be a little better than PAX South, believe it or not, is because the event. Okay, so PAX South, for the greatness that it was, the event itself was kind of lackluster. It could have used a little more. I don't know. From everything we hear for PAX East, the merchandise there that they sell there is much better. Like, a lot more companies actually dive into the, like, yeah, into the boots and stuff like that, and they actually you actually get a lot more cooler stuff. You actually might like get like stuff that you really can't find anywhere else. So exclusive stuff that you can only get at PAX. Whereas for PAX South, I mean, a lot of stuff that I saw, you can get it online. You can, it's not necessarily something that you can only get there. Although I do feel like the Bulbasaur refund was pretty cool. So I'm holding it right now. It's pretty cool. It's pretty adorable. So I do feel like that. I mean, that's obviously something I'm not going to be able to find at a store close to me, and I probably didn't even know of its existence. So that's one of those things where I'm actually happy with that purchase. But there's supposed to be more of that at PAX East. There's supposed to be a lot more merchandise, which is pretty cool. Now we'll add highlights to the gray areas. Okay. Alright, so I'll take the gray. Okay, seems pretty simple enough. Let's see. Okay, so a little bit to the face here. Oh, I think I did it too hard. I might need it a little bit bigger here, only because then that way I could just tap, 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 tap. I don't know, it just feels weird doing this. It feels like I'm shading it too, like I'm putting too much white in it. Because, I don't know, theirs looks a little less darker than mine, so I don't know. I'm telling you, man, their examples are cheating. They're never accurate. I think that's it. No, that's it for the gray. See, I'm telling you, man, this does not look right. It feels like I need more. I'm gonna grab this last opacity setting, and then I'm gonna grab the gray that we set before. And what happens if I just start? Is that too much? No, wait, that's too dark of a gray. We need the lighter one. We need this one. Let's try that. No, it doesn't really work out that well either. Okay, never mind. We'll just go back. It's fine. Just go back and we'll just move forward. Let's go. Yeah, so a lot of the merchandise is going to be pretty cool. And the fact that it costs more than PAX South kind of tells you something. Boston, granted it's a pretty big city. San Antonio is, not that small itself, but yeah, the fact that it costs a lot more kind of goes to show that there's going to be a lot more invested into it, I believe. At least you'd hope. Now we'll highlight the notes. Use the smallest mark size to create a clean, sharp highlight. Okay. Okay, whoop, wrong one. Okay, there you go. Okay. Yeah, and it's probably because it's gonna be so much closer to New York, I guess. That's probably a bigger reason. They know that people from New York are gonna be coming to it. Obviously, Boston and New York and all the Philly and all those places, they're only like an hour or two away from each other, which is pretty awesome. And for me personally, I'm very excited to go to East because there's gonna be a lot more people from. Like the main Skype call that I'm in, there's gonna be a lot more people from there. It's gonna be a lot more people from Perch, hey, and I'm talking about like Miss Mime Jr., Clouded. You're gonna see Fleeing Ferret. We're gonna see Craig again, which is awesome. We're gonna see Joe. We're gonna see Mac. We're gonna see Dina. We're gonna see a lot of people. That weren't able to make it to South, but it's because they were saving their goodies for East. They were saving their monies for East. So that's pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty awesome to see all these people. They actually do play a big role in our daily activities. So for sure I'm missing a lot of people. That's Durka. We're trying to get my friend Cooley Wiz to go in there, but for whatever reason he doesn't seem to be too motivated to try and save up as much as possible to go to East. And I don't know. It would be cool though. It would be cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to zoom in here to fill in the rest of this. But yeah, and then we also have a lot of people coming in from. We have Patters coming in from freaking from UK or whatever. Yeah, we have Patters coming in. We have Luke coming in again. Having Luke and Christian for Pax out was pretty crazy. Luke is the only one that's gonna make the return trip though, as Christian, recovers from the onslaught that was Pax out in terms of spending. Like the guy had to spend a clean, I imagine, $2 to $3 grand just to make it here, and his dad was there too. So if anything, that's like twice the money right there. Jesus. All right, just gonna move on to the next one. I think we did it. We did it pretty poorly, but we did it. It's time to paint some of the unique details that make Jirachi such a fascinating Pokemon. Start with the mouth and the seam Jirachi has on its belly. That's disgusting. That shit's disgusting. Okay, I'm not sure how the hell we went the whole episode without talking about this, but Jirachi is the scariest Pokemon of all fucking time. I'm sorry. This little thing right here, this thing I'm about to draw right now, this little slit, this little seam right here that opens like the third eye of darkness, it is the scariest thing ever. Why did they think that putting an eyeball inside a Pokemon's belly and something so small and like innocent looking as this, why did they think that was like appealing? I don't understand what they were thinking. I'm pretty sure they were watching like Full Metal Alchemist, and then they saw that freaking door open and all those eyeballs just started opening up and like all these little arms just started coming out of it and say, hey, let's put a little eyeball inside Jirachi because that's going to be awesome. It's going to be the most friendliest wish granting Pokemon of all time. I see it as the eyeball opens from his stomach and all these little arms start flying out and they start grabbing you and you just get sucked into like its vortex of darkness, and it's just there staring at you with its cute little face with a blank stare that pretty much says, you're so fucked, I'm just happy that you get to die kind of face. Jirachi's scary, I'm sorry. Zoom in to paint Jirachi's eyes. 2 black ovals with green triangles beneath. Yeah, okay. I'm surprised. Like I said, I'm surprised I think it's probably because we didn't start off with the little seam in its stomach. And oh my god, you see how Jirachi looks there with the eyeballs like that? You know what? That's how I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it kind of like that. It's gonna be like, it's just gonna be like the scariest thing ever. Like, yes. It's like friend. Yeah, there you go. Nice and scary, Rachi. Scarachi. I'm sorry, man, but this I need to kind of show, like, what I see when I see Jirachi. This is gonna be my interpretation of it. And then what, the triangle? Oh shit, sorry. So the little triangles on the bottom of his face, I guess. I don't know if I clicked the right tools, but whatever. Okay, just right there, and then one right here. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Nice and scary Jirachi. Yes. Next up of the lesson, which is the eyeballs, which I'm not gonna fill in. Last but not least, we can bring the eyes to life with some highlights. You'll need strong highlight at the top and a faint highlight underneath. Unfortunately, Professor, since Jirachi is the angel of death, there will be no life inserted into his eyes. So we're just gonna move on. We're gonna press play. We're gonna end this lesson, and there we go. Excellent! You've completed a painterly portrait of Jirachi. Yes, I have. With your new knowledge of opacity, you've succeeded in painting soft shadows, and... Look, Professor! Oh god. Oh my. Oh god. My artistic instinct created this! Your artistic instinct certainly is impressively hideous. I know it's not perfect. I need to give these opacity settings another try. It's never bad to practice. The mini lessons will be a good opportunity. Please, for the love of Christ, use them. Although you can always redo this lesson if you want to try for something less dramatic. Please do retry this lesson. Got it. See you in the mini lessons, right, Bulbasaurus? No, you will not see Bulbasaurus there. He did a decent job. Lesson complete. I don't know if it makes it. Should I add the background? Sure, let's add the background to it. Whatever. Jirachi. Alright, guys. So yeah, if you guys are going to PAX East, please find me. I will give you business card. I will give you a hug, and I will give you handshake, and maybe you could come play Super Fight with us, because that's what we did last time. We just gathered a bunch of people, and we played this cool card game that we bought at PAX Out. So be sure to join us, guys, and we'll be sure to include you, of course, because why not? Because the more people we have in Super Fight, the better. So I think, yeah, that's pretty much just gonna end this lesson, unless it's gonna give me another 8 rules of whatever. It's gonna continue. I think he is, though. I think he is. Just gonna wait. I'm not gonna fall for it this time. You're not gonna get me this time, Professor. Let's see. You've been playing Art Academy for a while. Hey, okay. Woo. Ah, see, yeah. Shall we look at another of the 8 rules of drawing Pokemon before finishing up? Yes. I've memorized all the rules so far. Oh my lord, my voice is gone. Bring out the best in the artist. Okay. Every artist has different strengths and weaknesses, and different preferences as well. We've already tried our hand at some new styles and tools. That doesn't look like my Jirachi, Professor. Paint Jirachi was the first time using paintbrush. The more things you try, the better you will understand your own abilities. Using the paintbrush in a soft, painterly style is just one of the many ways to express yourself. There is no right or wrong when it comes to style, so it's up to you what you use. Let's take a look at an illustration of Jirachi from an official Pokemon card. Aha! Okay. Professor, that picture looks even cuter than the one we just painted. Whoa! What if I could draw something like it myself? If you feel inspired, I definitely encourage you to try it, even though you will most likely not be able to. This rule has been added to your extra section, so feel free to reread it for inspiration. Wait, what was the rule? Of course, we'll be exploring plenty of other styles in the future lessons as well. Goodbye for now. What was the rule? What? I mean, I didn't take away anything from that, I'm sorry. Congratulations, you have unlocked new content. Look out for this icon. Continue. Alright, guys. Next week, we shall draw Pikachu in the Apprentice finale. See you guys next week. Until then, keep on sprouting.